What's happening? Kyle Postleway, aka Malkir here at Big Kitty Games. Everything's loading up. I'm working on... Oops. Lava caves and water caves. And there's actually one thing I wanted to try out right at the start here. I use marching cubes, which is a voxel representation algorithm, to generate the caves. And sounds working, yeah. I've always kept it really low res, so there's actually only a vertex every 10 meters, I believe is the scale I'm using right now. So I wanted to try churning that up a little bit because they're very self-contained. You get really high frame rate when you're down in them. So let's see, this is our... It's toasty in here, whatever. It's only 9 a.m. I'll wait till it heats up more. Basically, I go through and I set up a 3D grid. So we've got a length of 20 to 40, a width of 10 to 30, and a height of 15. I go through and I mark all of those as pixel, what do you call it? Voxel, I believe it's called weight of 1. Now, -1 would be empty, 1 would be full. So I mark everything to be full first, and then we go through our different carving methods that we've got set up here and set them to somewhere between -1 and 0. And that keeps them from looking like Minecraft. It gives them, hi kitty, some randomization in their shapes. So basically what I want to do is I'm going to just try and multiply all of this by 10. And I think actually I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste. Hi kitty. What are you doing? This whole thing, just to be safe. So I'll keep my original stuff that I was working on there untouched, and I'm just gonna churn this all the way up. So we're gonna be 10 times the size. We'll go ahead and leave this stuff as is, but when we go through for our carving methods, we're now going to want to not be doing yeah, I guess this all needs to, everything needs to be turned up. So let's see. Move west 2 off the entrance. That's not going to be enough anymore. But again, this really doesn't matter. I can get into this if I want to and correct it. This is carving the entrance and some things. But what I really want to do is carve out this, the interior. I guess it will already do it for me, since I'm randomizing this 0 to 1 for each step. We're going to get a bumpy mesh as opposed to a 10-meter face using the old method. So let's go ahead and just do that. This is going to go 20 to 50 after the entrance. This is going to go 50 to the back entrance. This is going to be 10 to 30. Let's see. This here too is going to be 10 to 20. These are adding randomization to the walls left and right. Same here. Cave left, cave width, ceiling height. This is going to want to be 80 plus 10 and 30 plus 20. And I think that's it. Opposite ledge, yeah, we can go ahead and do this too. 60 to 30, 10 to 20, 10 to 20. So this is actually going to scale the whole thing up really big. So I'll need to change a lot of this logic if I want to go down this route, but I just kind of want to see how it looks like first. So let's give it a peek. I've got a Solace set up outside of one of these water caves. That's what I'm working on right now. They're not bad. I want to get more waterfalls in them though. I want to add a particle system at the bottom of the waterfall so that it's getting misty, and preferably an audio effect for that as well. I'm not sure that I have all of that, but I think that I do. If I don't, I'm going to have to make it, which is certainly possible. I don't think the cat cam is turned or plugged in. Yeah, I do have a kitty on cam though. Let me plug the cat cam in. This is an old cave that is now different, so we don't want to be here. We'll go to the water cave, but yeah, let me plug the cat cam in real quick. It's raining outside. Pee-Pee's watching the rain. I got Yume sitting next to me. Anyway, let's see. So it should take 10 times longer to generate. Actually, it's three-dimensional, huh? So is that 1,000 times longer to generate? That's a pretty big jump. Used to be a fraction of a second. Now we've gone over 10-second territory, though. Hmm. 10 times the x, 10 times the z, 10 times the y. So that's a lot of... I don't think I messed up the logic to the point that it would loop. Times 1,000 is pretty big though. Yeah, the memory's going up. It's making meshes. We'll give it a second here, see how it looks. This is obviously not acceptable, but I just wanted to see how it would look. More realistically, we'd probably up it like times 3 or something instead of times 10. There we go. Okay, so... Well, yeah, I didn't do the entrance right. That's fine, but we can go look at it. Oh, well, and it's generating decorations too, isn't it? Okay. So, let's see. Well, our voxel math is all over the place. Went a little bit overboard there, huh? Let's see. Let's go ahead and not decorate at all. Speed this up. And I need to increase the noise that I'm using as well, right? Where's that? Here. Probably by a factor of 10 less, I believe. Let's try that again. So now we're not going to be instantiating resources, monsters, or anything like that, so it should go quite a bit faster. We're just trying to get the cave mesh more detailed. And I should have saved outside the cave, but that's all right. We are in monsoon season, so it's warm and it's going to get hot come lunchtime, but it's been raining for a week and a half, and it's supposed to rain for probably another 2 weeks. Hot and wet. It's not really hot yet. We get our hot days though. Alright, I'm going to save out here. We'll head in. We're not decorating, but it's still going to take probably 10-15 seconds. I could use a variable so that I can just change one number to 3 or 5 or whatever I want to multiply it by. But again, I kind of just wanted to test it out. I don't think I'll actually use this, in part because it takes much longer to generate like this. But you know, this, let's see. Yeah, okay, so that looks cool. We're actually going above ground now, so this is ridiculously giant. Let's move that down so it's not intersecting with the ground. And let's turn lighting off. So this is kind of, yeah, it does end up getting that Minecrafty look though, you know, where it's got that voxely stuff going on. I don't really like that. It's got more detail to it, but I don't think that the detail actually really makes it look better. So anyway, I'm glad I tried it. I don't think I'm going to go with that though. We're sticking with chunky, which in itself is in a way unsightly, but I still think it looks better than that. Nope. And there's also dual contour. I'm using marching cubes, which is less smooth. It's got that chunky look to it. But I don't really, it's not really worth getting into dual contouring and fussing with the voxels. It's not really the point of this whole thing. So this is what we're kind of looking at. We've got a water plane. Doesn't actually let us swim in it yet. And I do have waterfalls, but I want to make the waterfalls a lot better. I'm not sure if this is too dark or too bright. I think it's pretty good. I think we need some underwater light sources. Maybe not above ground, but under the water, to make it more obvious that this is water, not dirt, you know, like. But anyway, let's see if, I think I might have some better waterfall stuff with my nature manufacture assets. So these guys are cool. But I don't think that I have them all loaded into this project while I'm looking through this stuff. Let's go ahead and load my asset loader project, where I keep all of my stuff that's not actually being used in mountain pack. Forest. Let's see here. You can't actually see what I'm doing. Let me browse it through here. A whole bunch of asset packs that I've paid for over the years here. Again, nature manufacturer. These guys do a lot of really good stuff. And I might want to just do a search. I think lava, it's got ground and river textures. I guess lava rivers though, huh? I don't actually own their river pack, which is currently on sale for 50%. So I might just buy it. But I think there's like a light version of it that comes with one of these. Non-tesseled trial. Trial waterfall. What do these look like? Okay, that's the bottom, that's the clouds, that's the top. So these are waterfall particle systems. Is there an actual waterfall? Included though. Bushes, trees, roads, rocks. So this is like where the waterfall hits the water. It's pretty basic. It's not bad though. Waterfall clouds. That's like the water itself falling. Pretty much the same thing. Let's just do a search here for fall. There's actually a lot of that. Waterfall. This is... yeah, this is the one that I'm currently using. What are these? MW. It's an empty prefab. All right. Well, we don't want that. So I do have a waterfall. I do have a little splash here that I can use. I don't think I have any waterfall audio, which would add a lot to the caves. It's definitely sort of a secondary thing. Waterfall, close loop, stereo. Let's turn my speakers on. Cool. That works. Waterfall huge. Need that. Distant. Yeah. Okay, so I do have a waterfall audio. That's nice. Let's go ahead and export that. Bring it into Solace Crafting. And we want to do the particle system as well. Whoops. And I'm just going to take a peek at, I believe it's called RAM. And it's on sale right now. It's actually based on building rivers, but I'm pretty sure that they have, yeah, there's a little waterfall in there. I think they're mesh, well, and that would work too. So these guys make really cool stuff. I'm probably going to want to buy this at some point anyway, so I might want to just buy it right now, because we do want to get rivers at some point in the game, and they make really pretty stuff, and it comes with a bunch of rocks and trees and bushes and all kinds of stuff too, I believe. But just kind of don't need it right this moment. I'm actually trying to send myself my salary for like 2 weeks now. The banks have gotten really slow. I guess due to the pandemic. Can't even send myself money. But let's see. Waterfall audio. Universal sound effects. It's not really a folder I need. Let's go ahead and move that somewhere more useful. Rather than a single file in 5 different folders. Get rid of that. And get rid of the package. And let's import the particles as well. That's going to go under nature manufacture. That's fine. Now I want to make the waterfalls positioning themselves based on the plane of water, because that's actually going to be our point of reference. The lava falls, I'm positioning them by where they come out from, because if they overflow underneath the lava plane, it doesn't really matter, you can't see it. But in this case, I want to create a prefab. I believe I have it under decorations. Here we go, waterfall. So I've got this guy. I believe he's at 90. And I actually want to, let's see, can't do that in here, so discard changes. Let's make a new empty holder. We'll reset its position if it'll let us. Here we go, transform. So it's at 0. And I'm going to drag the waterfall underneath that. this way, I can raise him up. How big? Let's create another reference object here. We'll make a plane at 0, 0, 0, so we can see where the water should be hitting. And is it 20? I think. Yeah, that looks good. So here we've got our sheet of water falling. And at this position, we want to add our waterfall particles. Where did those go? I might have already had them in here. Bottom. So let's see. And probably gonna have to change the shape a bit. I don't know why it's double diagonal like that. Rotate it all funky. Let's see, 90 degrees. Z 90. Needs to be a little bigger on the Z. Needs to be positioned a little different too, huh? I'll give it a little more X. Oh, X is that way, huh? Okay, we'll leave that alone. Z, we're going to give a little 1.5. Y, we're going to do maybe like a 5. And let's turn the size up, I think. I'm not actually seeing anything right now. There it is. Maybe we're upside down a bit. Let's get rid of the plane. It's there, but maybe cloud is what we want. Let's turn this off and look at cloud. Yeah, that looks more like what we're looking for. Let's see, maybe turn emission up a little. And let's go ahead and add, I think we can just leave it right there. Let's add an audio source. And we'll add the waterfall close loop stereo. We'll play on awake. We will loop 3D. And we'll probably need to mess a little bit with our max distance 500. That's long. Mean distance of 1, logarithmic roll off, Doppler level. Does not affect this. Spread. I don't know what these do actually, to be honest. I'd like the red curve to be a little bit more custom, but that's pretty sharp. Well, we'll leave it at logarithmic for now. So we've got an audio source, we've got water, we've got particles. Let's go ahead and name this waterfall 2 and save a prefab of him. And these get used by the cave manager here. Now, let's see. The water planes are at 80 compared to the local position. So, these should also be at 80. Currently they're at 100, so let's go local position plus 80. Looks good, looks good. Let's see how that looks. Well, I can get rid of this bottom particle thing, can't I? Let's see. Don't actually have a good vantage on it yet either. Maybe I can build a little bridge out there to look at it. I do know there is one spawning just into the left a ways, but we can't swim yet, so I can't swim out there to get it, or get a good look at it. But we gotta do swimming at some point anyway, so I might as well build a little bridge out here. Let's take a look though. Just see what it looks like in scene. Looks like the caves are connecting properly. So I do have a waterfall. Okay, he's rotated poorly, but how are they doing? I'm over here somewhere. Bunch of guys chasing me. So yeah, if I can build a little, if I can get out onto this guy, but I can't swim yet. Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna build a little bridge. I'd have to rebuild it every time. Not necessarily. You gentlemen need to leave me alone. Let's see. I want to build out to that spike there, I believe. And I think since I'm not going to be changing the what was I going to say? I'm not going to be changing the cave generation itself, so I should be able to, yeah, okay, so I can see it out there. It looks cool. I'd like to make it a lot bigger. And let's see, it's rotated improperly because I rotated the prefab differently. Should be this guy. Can't hear anything either. I can. Let's see how loud that sounds as I walk away from it. Anyway, I don't want his Y to be 90 anymore. Okay. I'm gonna walk away. That's pretty loud. But I don't mind it. It's cool. So I want to be a little bigger and rotate it different. So let's open him up. He's no longer... I think he was at minus 90, wasn't he? So he probably needs to be at minus... There's a 180. I think so. We can double check that. And I want him to be a little bigger. So we were currently scaling him 80% to 200%. Let's go more like 300 to 500. And that's to give each waterfall a bit of a different size. And it's going to rotate them 90 and 270. I think I did that right. Take another peek. Then I've got, let's see, I've got icicles, ice stalactite spawning, but they're way too small. I want to scale those up big too. Suppose we should get, I don't mind the sound in here either, actually. Yeah, and actually the stalactites aren't that bad. Once you get up to them, I think they just need a bit more of them. Oh, we lost him. Where'd he go? I think he's rotated backwards now, isn't he? So yeah, it was minus 90 probably that we wanted. Decorations. Yeah, okay, so... Well, it didn't rotate the particle effect either. So anyway, let's see. When he's at 90, basically this guy should be at what, 0? There you go. And this guy needs to be at probably 90 degrees. No, let's take a closer look at that. What is your shape, sir? How come you're offset? The pivot point is right in the middle there. This guy is a 112. How did this guy get offset differently? Anyway, this should be 0. This guy needs to get rotated, basically, is all. He should be, he's not in the center there, is he? Not sure why that is. 90, and let's fix your X. Here you go. I guess because we are offsetting it a bit there, aren't we? So you're just going to go back to 0 now? No, that's the Z. Okay. Whatever works. As long as it works. Happy to do it. I did want to double check that. Well, I guess, yeah, it's not rendering the back face, so we should be facing the right direction here. I was thinking they might be turned around 180 degrees. There is the top where it comes out like this, but it didn't look like it was rendering it from behind. So if we're seeing it. It should be rotated properly. And that adds a nice little extra atmosphere to the water caves. We do have some mushrooms spawning underneath and above. I guess that's not bad. Like I say, this cave in particular, you know, they're all random, you never know. But this one, when you walk in, it was just kind of hard to tell that this is actually all water. It just looks kind of dark here. I was thinking to make that a little more obvious. But let's go ahead and get swimming going first, because that will be another fast indicator when you try to stand on it and you end up swimming. So that's going to be a little bit difficult, but not bad. Let's double check. I don't think player mover, I don't think he cares about this. Update underwater, it does. Okay, so this is one part we need to update. Oh, and this is just what's getting passed too, because this is the rest of the logic here. Character movement, not character movement so much as the character controller itself. I better take a peek at it though. Well, let's see. If we're above 0 but we're underneath there, this basically says world encounters are generated underground, so they're always less than minus 100. So if we're above here, we're assuming that we are not in a world encounter, but that's not going to work anymore. And we actually do have currently in world encounter as a variable that's controlled by other stuff, controlled and used by a number of other things. So we should be able to do that. Just to be safe, I'm going to copy that as it was, so I can go back to it quick if I need to. And let's say if we are not is currently, what's it called? Currently in world encounter, and then we'll make this whole logic chain here separate from that. Now, otherwise, if we are in a world encounter, we want to figure out what kind of a world encounter we're in. And I do not think, let's see, quick way to do that. Might be better to, yeah, this is used by quite a lot of stuff, so I don't really want to just willy-nilly change this. But I do want a way, and I mean, of course, there's a number of ways, but I want a fast, reliable way. Since this is happening in update, this means it's going to be going off once per frame to tell if we're swimming or not. Let's see. How about I make a variable? Let's call it, doesn't need to be public. Let's just do encounter types. Current encounter type equals null to begin with. And excuse me. If we are not in a world encounter, current encounter type, we're going to always make sure that that is set to null. Failing that, we are in a world encounter. we're going to check if the current encounter type is equal to null. Then and only then do we want to actually figure out what kind of an encounter we're in. So we're going to go to player script controller. This could be dangerous, actually. If we teleport from a lava cave to a water cave, this method isn't going to fire. But we'll build it out once first. Revisit the logic in our head as we go, after we've figured it out once. So, client managers, I don't think the encounter manager. No, that's not the guy we want. I believe it's under terrain manager dot, I think it's called master, world encounter master. So this guy has a list of active managers. And those managers themselves have a list of clients within. So this is what we want to look for. So let's see. I actually have a method for that, don't I, already? Find client, get current manager based on the client. It's going to go through all the active managers and it's going to try to look for that client. Okay, so that's what we want. That's very fast. Probably not what we want to be doing in update, but we can do it every once in a while maybe. Or every time we teleport, we reset this to null, for example, so that it makes sure it does another check. Sun's coming out. It's going to be hot, I think, today. 31. It's pretty warm. Transmission world encounter. Find, was it? What is it called? Get, what did I call it? I lost it. Get current manager. Based on us. So let's see. That's going to return a world encounter manager. And then let's go ahead and do if world encounter manager equals null. We'll just add a little warning check here. Debug.log. We're in a world encounter, but let's go ahead and do log warning for now. Player mover currently in world encounter, but unable to get current manager. And I don't want to return here because there's a lot of logic after this that's important as well, but I'll just do an else. So this assumes we have found a world encounter manager. We're going to set our current encounter type to equal the world encounter manager dot encounters. He doesn't know his own encounter type. Terrain save file. Dot encounter world encounter holder dot encounter type. There we go. Now assuming we have figured that out, let's say if current encounter type is equal to a water cave and our, I don't actually know the position, let's say and transform.position.y is less than, I think it's at 80 was the water plane, and I'm not sure. Gonna have to check on that. Less than minus 20. That does not sound right, but we'll give it a try. We'll see. Less than minus 20. I think it's more like this. We'll give it a try. In which case, movement dot underwater equals true. Else, movement dot underwater equals false. So this will put us in swimming mode. Just only if we're in a water cave. Again, though, I'm worried about teleporting directly between different types of encounters. Since this would already be not null. But player mover is actually what handles that kind of stuff as well. So let's see. Can we do recall would do it. Server teleport. I think this gets called in all cases of movement, including Solace teleports. So target set position. And the going in methods. This is definitely one of them. So if this ever gets called, we want to do current encounter type equals encounter type dot null for sure. And I don't think there's any other real target. Entering world encounter. Target RPC. Okay, well, yeah, this works. Check for land. Let's go ahead and put it here. Current encounter type equals encounter types dot null. And this is actually being used, right? Yeah. No, not being used. Okay. This is outdated. I believe what happens is more along the lines of this kind of thing here. Server teleport is the main one, and then going in, this is going to tell the client to do it. Client is not server. In any case, well, because this is server side, so I need to make sure that a client knows what's going on. I think that it is clients. Because if we're in world encounter, this is going to return. We're not actually going to get this. It's the world encounters themselves that do this. Client managers, terrain manager, world encounter master going in. We're passing the client. Teleport needed is getting set as false. But again, this is still server side. So the client needs to know check for what kind of a manager they've gone into. This is all just spawning the encounter itself. Clients within, turn off. Server loads and moves players. If not, teleport needed and client is server. Target set position. Okay, so we are doing target set position for pretty much all of these. In which case, that's going to happen. So, I think we're fine with just this here. But we'll test it out before we push anything. And if it breaks, you know, it'll just be making you swim in normal caves, and people will be able to figure that out. Let me know and I can fix it up if I'm unable to catch it on my own. I gotta turn my fan on. It's only 10. It's already pretty hot in here. I can reach it with my feet though. So the question is, did I get that? Yeah, see, I didn't get that right. So it already looks like we're swimming. Where are we at? Currently, I am at negative 102. Looks like we actually want to be at maybe negative 110 for the water. And it's probably, you know, you want to be in it a ways like this. You don't want to actually be at 110 is like, would be like up here. It's hard to see just where. Can I churn this guy? I don't really want to mess with that, do I? Can't quite tell. There we go. That's what I want to see. I want to be something like this. So let's just use that number right there. Of course, the next caves, water planes, are going to be different, aren't they? It's a bit of a problem. That works for the first cave. Second cave and subsequent caves can actually load their water levels even lower though. So we could be doing a check. Based on what cave we're actually in, cave section, or we could turn these into triggers, which I was kind of avoiding, but might have to do that. Cause see here, I already stopped it, didn't I? The caves generate subsequently lower and lower and lower than the first one. So the second cave's water, and for example third cave, fourth cave's water, is going to end up being lower than the first caves. One way to get around that would be to just make sure that they all have the same water level. It would work as well. Or we could make a pretty simple trigger system, which is probably the way we want to go. If we're going to get like lakes up in the mountains at some point, we're going to need a trigger system. This should work. And I don't have the camera effects set up yet, but you can see now I can swim at least. Hard to tell that I am swimming, to be honest, but if we go to the other end of the cave here and we go into the next cave, you can see the water is lower. So you actually have to swim down. That's actually might be a bit difficult for people. I wonder. You can see pretty clearly. Let's go and take a look at that actually. So I'm going to swim. I don't have underwater effects set up yet, but you know, there's going to be a lot of people are going to get to the end of one of these caves and just say, oh, that's the end, if the entrance is not visible. So we could just bring the entrances all the way up to here. So there is always a clear exit, if there's an exit. I think that's what we want to do. Because it's going to be really hard to spot. The exit from above. And if you go down and you look, you'll be able to see it, but yeah. That would solve the water problem as well. So let's see here. I think currently we're randomizing it. I think it's at the bottom here. Carve the opposite ledge. We've got the first ledge is doing current Y step. And we're not actually ever changing current Y step. Oh, see here we did, this is the west edge. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone. And then this one's going to do the same thing. So that should actually fix that, I believe. I think so. Let's just take a peek. If this works, I think we can go ahead and call this a good start for the water caves. Okay, so yeah, these are two different cave systems now, but the opposite, the exit's now up here. And these rocks should be breakable. There's the rocks on golem spawning in the rock. I did want to look at the navigation mesh too on this guy a little bit. What do I have to do to see that? Oh, it's only over here because that's as close. Okay, but yeah, they do have a... It's not drawn here though. This is too sheer, is it? There's actually a gap here. That's weird. I don't need that gap. That's a problem. I'm like missing a step here somehow, looks like. And likewise over here, I would assume, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the exit's now at the same level as the entrance. So if we go into the next cave, the water level is actually at the same. I can see seams here. I didn't notice that in the game view. I wonder if I can actually see those. This is not the highest quality water planes that I'm using right here. Where would one be? Yeah, there's a seam right off the edge there. Can I see that in game? Not really. Maybe if I looked really close. Not with this lighting anyway. So yeah, the entrance and exits and waters are all the same now. So what do we need? I guess we still need underwater visuals. Now we've already got that set up on our terrain. Let's see, where do we have those? It's called a water plane. It's under resources, terrains, and on these is a post-processing dealie. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to bring it to the world encounter, cave, water plane. See if I can just paste that right on there and resize him. Let's do 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Where's the actual plane? Okay, but he gets scaled. So as long as he matches with that, yeah, okay, so 1, 1, 1 works. Y can go ahead and be whatever. And that is a trigger. It's a post-process volume. We might want to change the color tint a little bit. Color filter, we can leave it like that for now. Let's just go ahead and see if that works. This has the old unfortunate effect that's been around since the dawn of games, where it's waiting for the camera to cross more than halfway into that. So you've always got that like point where you can kind of dip a little bit under the water and it doesn't actually render it. I've seen games that handle that better. I think I even got it to work once. I don't remember how I got it to work once though. It's something that always, it's one of those things that perfectionist in you gets into it. So see here we have the, when we're above water it's like this. When we're below water it's like this. Okay, but yeah, we need that different for these water caves because they're much darker. So let's see. Decorations, water, plane. Probably I'd better actually do the one that we're on. Okay, so I'm on this guy. So when I go underwater, it's going to be using this color. And I want to change that to be quite a bit darker, I think quite a bit greener. It was murky. How's that look? It's not bad. It's pretty good actually, I think. It looks a lot darker up above, but then when you go under it, still it's, you know, at least it shows that you're underwater to some effect. I think that's fair. Let's copy this guy's It's supposed to give me a number here. Anyway, 5, 22, 15. It actually saved that. All right. 5, 22, 15. It is. So we've got underwater, we've got swimming, we've got ice. Oh yeah, we've got that weird ledge going on. Let's see. So we're carving our ledge from 2 to 4. And then this guy's going 5 to -6. So that's not enough. We're missing out on 4. Well, no, but it starts at 5. So 2 to 4, and then all of a sudden we're at 5. Shouldn't that be acceptable? What's the matter, you? Carve a cave. So there was just a sheer slice cut out between the ledge and the interior, wasn't there? Yeah, there's this whole slice missing here. What's up with that? And they should be full by default. So it's not like we're not approaching it. If z, oh here we go. If z equals 4, carve ledges down to the bottom, leaving 1/5 as ledge. Okay, so that we don't want. What's going on here? 1/5 of it we're carving all the way down to the bottom. Hi. What are you doing? Moo. Hi, kitty. This was just to add some randomness to the lava caves, because they do a sheer drop down to the lava, which we actually changed that as well. I might have to look at that again. But I don't want that. I do like how they curve forward, but I think it should do that on its own in any case. So we're going to get rid of that. And do we need to do that on the other end too? I think we do. Let's turn those off, take another look. Don't knock my pen off, cat.いっぱいあるよ。箱持ちな。Nice kitty. Now it's not doing that. And we're actually now connecting in places to the ceiling. That's cool. I like that better. So there's these ledges like this. Some ledges go down into here. There's ore and stone spawning. We should probably make gold. I don't have gold yet anywhere, but that's that'll happen in a minute. Oh yeah, and so part of that too was that we wanted to check the navigation meshes. I said don't knock my pen over, kitty. Could turn gizmos on, so there's too sheer for these guys to get anywhere down here. You know, I kind of want to spawn like sort of will-o-wisps I was thinking of. I don't think I have anything like that. But because these guys are ground bound, I just kind of added them in there to, well, you know, and they look fine over there. But I want to have something that can move freely through this stuff, sort of like fish. And again, that's not super important. What's really going to be difficult about the caves is that they're freezing cold. And what you're trying to do here is get aquastone, which should be spawning properly. Blah blah blah. Glowing mushrooms. No aquastone? I commented that out actually somewhere, didn't I? Here we go. Aquastones. Add. Anywhere within the cave is possible. So anywhere underwater is possible. That's good. And then this gets used during the decoration process to, we're doing aquastones in this event, and there's a 20% chance of spawning one. That sounds like a lot for the water caves. So yeah, the ice golems aren't going to be able to get off of the ledges. I don't think I have anything like a wisp, do I? Wispy skies. No, I could do like an evil eye or something. I was thinking I might just make like a particle system though, kind of like the demons. We have the demon attacks. Because I do own quite a bit of monsters if you go and you look at them. Let's look real quick at, let's see, my assets. Fishies, corals. Devils, magic, and melee. What are these? I should be looking at this in Explorer, not in the Unity window, because it's terrible. I got a reply from Unity regarding our user that's having crashes. I want to read that. It does have me logged in. Let's go to the asset store. And it does not have me logged in. What did I change? Oh yeah, aquastones. So let's see if we have... There's a big wasp outside. Where is an aquastone? Not seeing any. How come that didn't work? Add non-path position, that's fine. This is just an XZ. I don't actually need that to be considered in the Y department. Let's go ahead and just do else here. So within the cave interior itself, if we're not spawning we're not on the left or the right maximums where we might be spawning waterfalls, we're going to go ahead and mark it to allow a stone, aqua stone to spawn. And then during the decorate loop, for each aqua stone that we find, we're going to get a chance, and if the chance is less than 10%, we're going to spawn an aqua zone, noise 73x. Let's go ahead and do this times like something like that. Whatever, just to make sure that they're more random than not. This is going to properly work. Vector x10, get random noise. Cave height +2, it's going to be pointing down. It's going to try to spawn a aqua stone. That should all be good. Try it again. And I'm now logged in here to the asset store. So I can open up tabs now. I don't remember what these are. And I have to write, it's not going to let me open tabs. Thank you very much, Unity. Very helpful. I have to go to their page first. Let's see. I kind of want to buy this. The ones that are grayed out are ones that I already own, I believe. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Demons. Devils. I don't really need to look at those, but giant worms, mimics, spiders, giant spiders. Maybe we should put spiders in the caves. Rock monster. I haven't seen that. Medusa. Mushroom monster. Do want to use these guys somewhere. Those should be out in the forest, huh? Stop having rock elementals spawning everywhere. Magic and melee sounds. I don't think I'm going to find what I'm looking for here. Mummies and stuff. I think I already own a lot of that. Demon guys. Devil guys. Mushroom guys. Oh, this is the rock guy. Mushrooms. No, not what I'm looking for. Plant monster. There's a couple of big packs that I own. This is one of them. I own a few of these. This and not the animals. This guy. I really like these guys' stuff. There might be like, I know there's an evil eye in here. I don't think that there is. Yeah, not in this view it doesn't, Jack. I think you're talking about when you're looking at something here, right? It does the quick look. And then yeah, you can do like that. I think here though you can open up tabs with middle mouse. I don't know why they don't let you do that from here, but no big deal. Evil Eyes. I'm going to add harpies to floating islands is one plan that I've got going. Kind of needs to be like a magical wisp though. You know, if it's going to fit into... Hi, kitty. Just knock that stuff over while you're coming. If it's going to be going in and out of water is my point. Let me just do a quick search for wisp. Oh, surprisingly nothing. I thought that would show up something. What would another... Select the icon. Or name. Oh, I see what you're saying. Cool. Can't click the icon, but yeah, I can click the name and it shows this. Thank you. How you doing? There's this guy. We already opened him up to look at. Think I'm gonna find anything in there though. I don't really want anything bipedal. Is kind of the whole point. So there, I do have like an evil eye. There's a beholder. Underwater beholder would be a little weird. Evil eyes are bats, and that's obviously winged aerial movement. Which two inventory bugs? I did fix moving stuff in and out of bags and sockets on Monday. Hopefully that is what you mean. What else would you call them? Wisp. You gotta be careful what you search for on here, because there's a lot of stuff on here. 3D characters, creatures. Yeah. The invisible slots should be fixed. That was part of transferring all to bags. Put a bag of goodies in slot 1, and then open a storage slot, then hit fill. The first slot is duplicated throughout all the empty slots in the storage chest. I think I do have a bag on me. I've got nothing in it. Let's put some carrots, some wood in it. Huh. Well, looks like the same thing actually. I did it for containers. And this is actually, I gotta get this, pushing my neck forward. Let's see, what would that be? Well, let's hold on for just a second. Water caves are good, right? Water caves are good. We'd like to add a monster in there, but oh, and then aqua stones. Okay, let me get, I'm going to open up player inventory so I remember to do that. Pretty sure I know what that is. But let me finish up this real quick. Is there something I was doing? Well, yeah, aqua stones were not. Didn't seem like aqua stones were spawning properly. Did I just click Unity again there? I did. Whoops. So aqua stones. Aqua stones. Let's go ahead and just say, I'm just going to add some debugs in here. I'll put that back at 2. I guess it's every 10 meters, so 20% chance isn't terrible. Debug log, spawning an aqua stone, and let's go ahead and do this bit here, adding an aqua stone spot, and just make sure those are working. Yeah, I'm not sure what you would like say 3D, but not these guys. I want to look at that. I'm not sure what to search for. You know, there's 1,000,006 things on here, and a lot of them are low poly, unfortunately. There's a pack I don't own. Alien bug pack. That's a bunch of dragons. A bunch of bugs. Something with wings wouldn't really make sense, but could do one of these wormy things. I might just make it myself though. Like I say, I was just thinking of, you know, like a wisp in EverQuest. It's just, I mean, this is EQ1, but just this kind of a, energy ball sort of thing. Yeah, they've got really good stuff. I own a lot of their stuff. Spawning an aquastone. Okay, so it is trying to spawn them somewhere. Why am I not seeing them? What's going on with that? It's attempting to spawn them. Spawn aquastone. If hit. So are these not firing properly? Transform position, new vector 3, x times 10 plus a random cave height. Yeah, that's not acceptable, is it? Don't we need to incorporate the... Let's see here. New vector 3, okay, no, so this is all encompassing this whole thing. So yeah, transform position, it's using the cave marching cubes transform position, whose base is where? Good, it's at the bottom. And we're going up to cave height plus 2 times 10. That should be good. And then we're pointing down. We're doing a ray cast. Cave height plus 4 times 10. Using the world encounter mask, which this guy is on. World encounter, he has a mesh collider. If hit.point.y is greater than transform.position.y plus 20, or hit point y is less than transform position.y plus, that's not going to work. Why would you do that? Transform position, that's like impossible, isn't it? Greater than 20, less than 10. How did that get in there? Basically we want to do transform position plus cave height minus two times 10, just to make sure that it's within the cave. Yeah, I don't think that that's going to give me what I'm looking for. Flying piggy narrows it down, and I own some of these. In flying eyes, winged, flying eye, evil eye, bugs. Meow. It's more like an elemental that I'm looking for. Which I'm pretty sure I've searched quite a few times. But there is new stuff that gets added on here once in a while. Could do something like this colored blue. Can always reskin these. That's a little... Yeah, that wouldn't look bad though if it was all icy. If I changed them all to icy blue. He could go up and out of the water. That's actually pretty cool looking, and that's a pretty good price for $8. He's even looks like he's got animations and all. What's the matter? Did you run out of food? Standing, walk, run, injured, death, 6 attacks, swim. 3 sets of materials. Can I look at the materials in this? I don't think so. I might actually pick this guy up though. This seller would have better luck if he added the animations and all that for people to preview. But there's some neat stuff in here. 8 pages of neat stuff. Definitely not Protofactor quality, but it's not low poly at least. I just don't like the low poly stuff. This is mid poly. Good enough. Looks good. I like some of these. Slime, that's cool. Skeleton Warrior. And good price too. Some of these you could sell for $35 or something, you know. $8. It's pretty cool. I might pick this guy up, recolor him blue. Maybe give him a particle effect and have him float up and out of the water, chase you in the water. Just don't, I didn't want something with legs and I didn't want something with wings, so that looks just about right. I might pick that one up. Anyway, I think that this will work better. And let's try that once more. And assuming we've got aqua stones, the water cave should be good enough for now. I did try Wisp. Yeah, Ghost might be a good keyword. Assuming, yeah, these are going to be a little silly. Or very ghosty. Lately whenever I stream my voice gets really raspy. I don't know what that is. I'm not used to talking, I guess. Maybe it's this coffee I've been drinking. It's got dairy in it, so maybe I'm flamming up. I thought about willow too, and yeah, I guess if I narrow it, yeah, that gives trees. It doesn't look like there's any creatures, but not a big deal. Give the aqua stones one last test. Tongueができちゃって I'm gonna go get some orange juice. I think it's this milky coffee that I'm drinking. I never did say either. Between now and the last stream, Sneaky Sprite gave a tip, said can't improve if you don't have money for it. Thank you very much, Sneaky Sprite. Appreciate that very much. Still no aqua stones. What's going on here? Might have to turn on a debug for those raycasts, because we're getting the spawning call is going off, but then it's not actually getting to the point where it spawns anything. So that's how game dev works, unfortunately. Let's do debug draw ray. I want to draw. Can I actually just feed it the ray? Nope. What do you want? You want start, direction, color, and duration. Okay, so the start is going to be this guy, comma. No, that is that guy. Okay, comma. The direction is going to be vector3 dot down. Color is going to be color dot red, and the duration is going to be 50. Spawn aquastone. Well, I even changed emberstone there, didn't I? I don't think I wanted to do that. Let's copy this, because emberstones were spawning properly because of the way that, let's see, how do I do this? The way that lava caves are generated is different. I'll copy that. I want to undo this guy. And there we go. So I'm going to draw the ray, make sure I can see what it's trying to hit, why it's not hitting anything. Yeah, orange juice helped a lot better there. Must be that coffee I've been drinking lately, I guess. Last time I streamed too, my voice was really raspy. Kept having to clear my throat. Anyway. So this will draw a line for us to see in the editor to represent the actual physics check that we're attempting to make here. And if we hit anything and the y is greater than, I mean, I kind of don't even really need this for the aquastone stuff. It's just not even necessary. If, blah, blah, blah. I don't need any of that. I'm just going to get rid of that. Makes sense for the ember stones to make sure that it's above lava, I believe is what the point of that was. But we're going to be spawning on all different levels of water here within the water caves, so that doesn't matter for them. So yeah, I just turned it off completely there. We are going to still draw the... Oops, wrong one. The ray gizmo, so that we can see that our rays are going off properly. They should be, though. Oh, and I read that wrong, didn't I? Yeah, I think taking that out is correct. I changed this. Yeah, this was saying if it's above 20 or less than 10. And I changed this to be above 20 or less than the cave height. So yeah, that never would have spawned. My bad. Well, there's the rays, though. They're going in the direction. Oh, it's not direction. It wanted the actual length, didn't it? It said direction, but whatever. I think that they have spawned properly. Am I wrong? I'm correct. So yeah, there's the aquastones. They're cool looking. They're spawning now. And they are underwater, and there's too many of them, I think. Let's turn gizmos off. So yeah, they're underwater. You can actually see them quite well. That's interesting. They change based on there. Is that their LODs? Capsule glider. Doesn't look like they have an LOD. Not sure. That's the shader, I guess. So they're easy to spot. There's a bit too many of them, I believe, because we turned it back up to 20%, and there's a lot of surface area in these caves. Let's turn it down to, we don't need the debugs anymore. I lost all of my changes on my map. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Oh, that's different script. Okay, didn't do that. We want to, not using you anymore. Just gonna get rid of you. Don't need the debug here. What's the matter, Pearl? Yeah. We don't need this here. We don't need this here. What's the matter? ご飯あるけどね。喉乾いたかな。水が。My cat is. He only gets verbal when he really wants something, so. It's usually food, but he's got food, so maybe he needs water or something. Anyway, don't need any of this. Just clean the script up a little now that we're going to be moving on. Don't need that. Temperature zones. I'm actually going to get rid of this, but we're going to deal with that when we get to itemization after we do the undead dungeon. What's happening, Legendary Shark? How you doing? So yeah, I want to turn down the spawn rate of the aquastones. Here we go. I'm going to turn down to 0.5. And let's just do one last check to count. Meow meow, do sound. Are you just bored? That's how your food. You got lots of food. What's the matter? The big kitty does not like to be held. What are you doing? You just bored? Are you hot? Is your toilet dirty? What's the matter? Well, you gotta push away from me like a weirdo. What's the matter? So this is 2 caves, and we've actually got quite a bit of aquastone. I'm gonna have 10 to 20 per. But we're gonna have monsters in here, and it's very cold. I think using animation events is viable for calling commands that need to be precise over the network. I found out that some of my calls are late or early. Would that issue be because the animations synced from the network animator are laggy and not precise? If you're relying on the network animator, it's hard to tell, definitely, because that stuff is probably being compressed and queued, and you know, there's lots of magic going on there that don't really know about. I don't use the network animator. I send everything myself. So when an animation gets called, I just send a byte to represent what that animation that was called is, so that it triggers on clients. And even then, that's still latency dependent, but you know, that's as fast as you can do it. Just because I had some troubles with the network animator. Stuff didn't look like it was syncing up properly. And I just, it's just not really a difficult thing to do. So I just wrote some basic client RPCs, target RPCs to have stuff trigger client side. So if you want to use animation events, that would certainly work. I'm not sure why you would be calling commands with that though. You're talking about like player attack animations or something like that? Because if it's monster stuff, if it's NPC stuff, it should be on the server, I would say. Whatever the server, and in that case, then yeah, an animation event would be fine. You're just bored, kitty? Was that it? So you're swinging a player sword and you want to be checking collisions. Yeah, I think that'll work fine. If it's anything player-based, you could have the animation events churning on the raycasts or triggers or whatever you're using, and then that would be triggering the collision, which would be calling the commands, kind of thing. Should be fine. Anything player side like that should be fine. At the end of the day, that does open up the opportunity for hacking. If you're Blizzard and you're making a new combat system for World of Warcraft or whatever, and you're letting clients say, I hit something, then that gives hackers the opportunity to intercept that data and just say, I hit everything. So even then, generally you want to have the player say, I'm swinging my sword, I'm facing this direction. Okay, if it's not client side, then yeah, it should be all good. Because yeah, you just want to have the player issuing what they're doing, what they want to do, and then you reenact that on the server. So swing the sword, proper direction, with whatever's in the way, and then I don't really use animation events for things that specific. I use them for footsteps is about it. But you certainly could. When the sword is right here, do a check, for example, or enable checking, and then when it's here, after it's gone through the swing, stop checking. That's certainly a viable approach, I would say. Yeah. I think it just might be better in general for you to be calling to swing the sword rather than trying to time the raycast window based on the client-side animations. So, you just send a command to, I want to swing my sword, and then the rotation and position is supposedly synced up. So, even if the animations are a bit different server-side and client-side, and as far as timing goes, you want the raycast window to be very specifically timed to the animation itself. So if you were using the animation events, you would just have that be server side. The only thing the player would be doing was saying position, rotation, and I want to swing my sword right now. And then on server side, you'd have all of the raycast window, animation events, collision detection, and then any events that spawn from that collision data would then be sent back to the client, I think would be better. Latency is variable, you know. Even if you've already said swing the sword 150 milliseconds ago, because of a 150 millisecond ping, you might be saying now enable raycasts, but that actually takes 200 milliseconds to get there, and now you're slightly behind on your animations, kind of thing. You know, it's opens the window for more error, I think, if you're doing it that way. Meow, meow, meow. What's the matter? Did Timmy fall into the well? Yeah, I think you would have better luck having the animation events on the server and just having the player call the swing sword command. Where are my monsters? This isn't the monsters I wanted, though. There we go. I want to get some of these guys into an undead dungeon. Nice, kitty. You just bored? Is that it? Your forehead's looking a lot better. This kitty gets dry skin sometimes. And let's see. Well, first thing first. Oh, and I wanted to look at the inventory bug that Jack brought up, didn't I? In order to do that, yeah, I wouldn't use the animation event on the client. Do the animation event on the server. And just have a script on the player client object that can intercept the animation event call, and then have it making sure that it's only running server side to call enable raycasts. So I'm going to push all of this into version control. Let's say water caves working. Commit. And I'm going to switch back to production to try and fix that inventory bug. Anyway, there it finished reloading. And anyway, player inventory. No, I don't think it is player inventory. It's UI, facility details, UI is what engages the act anyway. I think the actual command is somewhere else, but let's see. If blah blah blah, late update on disable, reset, link, refresh, action clicked, cancel, accept, fill, player inventory, command, fill, facility. Now then, this is going to be our troublemaker somewhere here. Change slots, change container slots. So we're going to go through all of our inventory slots, and one by one, if it's not null, we don't necessarily know that we've changed it yet, so that's a bit out of position. Remainder equals attempt to add to facility, slot.item, slot.amount, ref, changed container slots. If remainder is greater than 0, slot.item amount equals remainder. Break. Why would you break? That's not what we want to do. We would want to continue. If the and then let's see, slot item amount equals remainder. Slot item, slot amount. That looks fair. Slot item amount becomes the remainder. So we're gonna have to look at this too. That's the same. Let's see, where is he? He's just underneath here. Okay. I'll look at that in a second. If the remainder is greater than 0, we're going to remove how much we just transferred and continue on to the next. Otherwise, we're going to reset because we have successfully moved everything over there. Good. And you're not actually supposed to be able to add bags into facilities, are you? Isn't that how that works? Item slot, inventory slot. Let's double check. Is equipment compatible? If it is a... No, I think it's interactable. Forge, redding vat, tanning station, campfire. Storage chest returns true. But... Well, I may be wrong about that. I'll look at that in a second too. So, anyway, that was stupid. So we're going to go through all of the inventory slots. We're going to grab them one by one, and we're going to attempt to move them over. And then, if I guess we can go ahead and just add that there. Yeah, that's fine. Update, blah, 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 good and well. So I think the real problem might be down in here. Try to stack. So we've been given an item and an amount, and we're going to go through all the slots on the facility. We're going to grab the first one by one, and if it is not null, but it can stack, and the current item amount is less than the maximum stack size, and the slot item compares properly, we are not necessarily... That's not what that is. Changed container slots. I don't think that that is being used properly. In fact, I don't think that that should be being used at all. We're transferring to a facility, so that shouldn't matter under any circumstance. So if our slot item is null, it can't stack. There's room to add something. We're going to add to it. If the amount plus the new amount is less than the stack size, we can go ahead and add all of it. Amount will then probably come out to 0, and we will break. And really all we need to do is return at this point, since we've used up our entire amount. So let's just go ahead and return amount right there. Otherwise, we're going to put on as much as we can the old, the current slot item amount is going to become slot item amount plus fit, and then amount is going to be minus equal fit, and we're going to keep looking for more to stack to. Failing to stack on anything, we're going to try to find an empty slot, and again, this is not... Oh, okay, changed container slots. I don't like how that's pronounced is all, I guess. But yeah, changed, because containers are a thing in the game that this is not. This is changed facility slots to avoid future confusion. And change facility slots at slot.item amount equals amount. If we found one that's null, yeah, so this is then just repeating constantly with the bug. It's going through all of the facility slots and it's giving them all to the first item. If slot item equals null, change facility slots add I, slot item amount equals amount, slot item equals item.copy is new, and again we can now return 0 because we have fully replaced a thing there. But honestly, well, anyway, this will fix that, but it brings up a secondary problem in that we're not actually supposed to be able to put bags into storage chests, are we? For a number of reasons. One is that Unity only allows 7 levels of hell. Just kidding. 7 levels of... I don't even remember what it's called. Dependency? Yeah, I don't want to go to new multiplayer world. Let's go to Cali. I hope I'm not. Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to put bags into chests because it causes problems with I got my speakers way up. Save file structures. See, I don't have anything in this world. What do I need? I need a couple of things. I'm just gonna cheat a little here. So, this works now, but it's still moving bags. Now, if I try to move a bag over like that, it's not going to let me, which is correct. See, I hope I'm not... My clearing my throat isn't super loud on the mic. I don't know why my throat's like this lately. Bad weather. Anyway, so we're going to attempt to add to this facility, but if slot item does not equal null and slot dot, how do we test that? Item dot, let's see, it's actually slot is container slot, I believe. I think that works, to be honest. Inventory slot. The given expression is never of the provided container slot. A container slot is not inherited. Okay, so no, that doesn't work. I forget how we test that. For example, I think that's under main UI. When we click and we drag like I just did, which is way down here, toggle drag and drop. If we are dragging, it is going to actually get to the attempt swap point, which is going to go to here, and if slot1 dot slot type is a container, no, that's not how it works. If slot2 slot type equals container, what's up, Art? トイレ流れてるよ。So the slot type is going to be inventory. I guess it's let's see, slot dot item dot item. Is it the item? Okay, yeah, this guy's a container, isn't he? That's how that works, huh? So if slot.item is container, I believe that is what I was trying to do. Container is inherited from item, or you know what I mean. Yeah, that should work. Let's just try that again real quick. I need to get some exercise going on, man. I have determined that I really like steps. There's a temple just like 10-minute drive from here that's got like 200 steps. You know, it's just built on the side of this mountain, as a lot of Japanese temples are. And I love going up and down steps, and it's really good for me. I mean, I love hiking is really what that you know, boils down to. But I need to figure out a way to get interested in that at home, because I need to exercise. I'm not getting enough exercise. I'm trying to make sure that the bags don't try to transfer over to the storage chest when we click fill, which they now are no longer. So that's good. And there was also that duplication bug with it only taking the first item and then just filling it into all of those. So those should be fixed now. I will patch that up. In any case, I'm going to go back to beta though, so I'm going to just push that into version control real quick here. Fixed what? Storage chest fill duplication bug plus containers filling into storage chests. Yeah, I was considering buying a punching bag too. I used to have a water-based punching bag because I took kickboxing and karate in my early 20s. Sorry, karate. And I do really enjoy that. But I don't know that I would do that on my own regularly. You know, I'm trying to figure out something I can do. Like I bought an elliptical, but I'm not using it. You know, it's just, I don't really enjoy it, so I'm not doing it. But I really enjoy hiking and steps. So I was thinking maybe I could just buy some steps, or maybe a step machine. There's like $80 step machines on Amazon I was looking at. Yeah, we both like yoga too. She does some yoga and I've done some yoga. And you can do yoga on the TV. But, case in point, I just haven't been doing anything because I don't like doing just anything just for the sake of it. Because I'm not out of shape. I'm just not in shape like I used to be. I want to be more in shape. And I have the theory that my swallowing problems, which are still going on, might be related to the fact that I've got more belly fat than I've ever had in my life, which again is still, it's like 5 kilos. You know, it's not like I'm overweight or anything. It's just I'm not as active as I once was because I sit at home for 3.5 years now doing this. But anyway, okay, so, well, let's import that in too, because we want that change to be active when we push beta live, which we should probably do today, regardless of whether I can finish the undead dungeon or not. That worked fine. Cool. No merge conflicts. That's the thing, and I don't have a goal besides health, so it's got to be something fun. And like I say, I love, if there was a you know, the temples, it's only like 10 minutes away. If I could go just drive there, I'd love to just run up and down the stairs twice a day, but I'm not going to drive there. It's just, I got to go through traffic. I got to get in my car and get all sweaty and get back in the car. You know, so I think I'm going to buy a step machine. I don't know. But next step in game dev is undead dungeons. Now, first step to that is to actually get them able to spawn before we ever worry about even how they spawn or what they spawn as. We need encounter manager? No. Encounter data? Okay, so here we don't have undead dungeons yet. So we're going to make this 6. And in the event of number 6, we're now going to spawn undead dungeons. Now we've got that working, but let's see, we're going to go ahead and find all examples of goblin dungeon use, such as that one. We're now going to want to make one here for undead dungeon. And I did add that in already, so that's good to go. In the event of an undead dungeon, for now we can just do the same atmospheric settings as a goblin dungeon, though we will change that in the near future. Likewise, if we are loading, what is this? I don't think that I need this, but blah 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 blah. There's that. And last but not least, goblin dungeon. This is the actual instantiation of the object itself. Which we haven't set up yet. So these are references are all good and working now. We just need to do this guy. Which is on the World Encounter Master. We are aware of that. Done with you, done with you, done with you. The map UI. We now need an undead dungeon sprite. And anywhere the goblin dungeon sprite is getting used, we're also going to now need a method for the undead dungeon sprite to spawn on the map. Likewise here, goblin dungeon, undead dungeon sprite. And I believe there's also some marker changes quick that we need to look at here, like that one. This one is also going to need a undead dungeon. What is this? Check toggles, good. Undead dungeon's already in there. Convert marker to prefab. This shows up every time I do this. Show stack trace, extract method code, refactoring. I don't know what that is with this file, but it doesn't like something in here. Whatever. Return undead dungeon, which we don't have apparently. What is this? Procedural prefabs. Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. It's going to need to be up here. And just to be safe, let's look at everywhere that that's being used. Just there. Okay. That should all be good and fine now. Close, 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 close. So, first thing first, let's go ahead and get a... You don't know how to go back. Okay. I guess I don't want to go back. I want to go into Resources, Sprites, UI, and Goblin Dungeon Sprite. I'm going to go ahead and just reuse this guy for now. We can always change it later. I'm going to select these guys. And I'm going to adjust their color to maybe be like that. Originally they're blue, huh? Maybe I'll make them red. And this whole thing in general, let's change it up a little bit as well. Actually, let's do an inverse. Let's tint him a little red, less, and a little darker. Just so that he looks a bit different on the map. Undead Dungeon Sprite. And we need to make sure that we mark that as a sprite, as Unity will default it to being a texture. Once it's finished compiling. And what this has done so far is allowed the game to consider these to be something that can spawn out in the world. Sprite, apply, as well as show up on the map for as part of our predetermined positions that we've set up recently. So now we just need to add to the world encounter master, which is where you know, we're going to want to do this kind of stuff, but undead versions now. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this guy for now. Yeah, there's like a community center that has Tai Chi stuff once in a while. I took Tai Chi in college. And there's a karate dojo not too far from here. I've got a bad shoulder. My right shoulder dislocates really easily. It's really painful. And I've actually done that while punching, which has kind of driven me away from martial arts, unfortunately. I'm also a grabby guy. I kind of like I like to control what do you call that? Aikido. And so even in karate I'd get yelled at a lot because I'd grab people to knock them off balance and stuff. But that's really bad if someone else grabs you by the arm and you've got a shoulder that dislocates really easily. So I kind of ventured away from martial arts, but Tai Chi was really fun, and there are some yoga studios. But yeah. I'm just going to copy this dude for now. We're kind of just going to reskin these, to be honest. I would like to get them more variable, and I think we've got the stuff to do so, but we'll Yeah, exactly. You can't sit around 7 days a week, and I've kind of been doing that, so it's not good. You know what I mean? I work in the yard and things. You know, I'm not fat, but it's still it's not as healthy. It's more unhealthy than it should be. I should be. Where's the master? World Encounter Master. That's the manager. I'm looking at procedural prefabs. No, I'm not. I do want to close some of this stuff up. You can't even see what I'm looking at there, can you? It bothers me when this stuff gets all disorganized. Is that under resources? Hi, kitty. You're still bored, huh? Okay, so he's just a part of the terrains manager. What am I trying to get at here? I guess it's one of the procedural prefabs. So that would be on the procedural prefabs manager that we're looking to populate. Not trees. This is the guy we want. So yeah, we need one of those. Okay. So we'll duplicate him for now. Rename him to Undead Dungeon. And he's going to be an Undead Dungeon. Biomini. World Encounter 15. And then you are now the Undead Dungeon entrance. And voila, I believe. Encounter manager, I think we also need to go to the net manager. Where's the net manager? Net manager also needs to be aware of this guy. Where'd he go? No, that's not it. Where is he? Undead Dungeon entrance. He's under prefabs encounters. Prefabs, not procedural prefabs. Prefabs encounters. There we go. Net manager needs to be aware of that to spawn it on the network. Undead Dungeon entrance. Oh, and that's not actually where I wanted him to be. No, yeah, there he is. Okay. So that's good. Okay, so now everything should be working. We just need to now actually change the way that the dungeon generates itself. So did I ever tell you, Art, that you told me that you're a lean black belt several times, and I thought that you were joking, saying that you're a skinny black belt, because I literally had no idea what you were talking about with what lean even meant. I thought you were saying I'm a skinny black belt, and so the conversation just ended there because I had no idea what you're talking about. Like 2 or 3 times you said that to me. Let's see if we can find... I think these places have all been generated, so it's not going to generate here? Okay, so it's here, but it's not. Oh, the water caves aren't loading properly. What's up with that? Water cave. There's a goblin undead dungeon. What's wrong with the water caves? Hmm? Resources, UI, water cave sprite. Did I spell him right? Water cave sprite. He's a sprite. What's the matter? Oops, I clicked Unity again. UI, map UI. Water cave sprite. Should be loading. Oh, there it is. Water cave sprite. Equals resources load water cave sprite. Good. Yeah. So let's teleport up to one of those undead dungeons. I'm going to build a Solace outside. And then we're just going to start replacing the goblins with undead. And probably replace the floors and walls and that kind of stuff too. I am kind of trying to speedrun this stuff though, so we'll see. I might just retexture them. It's going to look way too similar to the goblin dungeons if I leave all those bars and stuff in there though. Bars and candles. Well, the candles aren't bad, but I've got more dungeony props that I can add in. So let's see. Water caves are working, and there's some undead dungeons. These are quite a ways out. Let's go north 22, east 4. Yeah. Okay, we are nearby one. Just went north west a bit. Booty paper. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. I'm going to head to lunch here in just a minute, unfortunately. An error has occurred. Procedural area 164. Did it? Oh, I know what happened, I bet. Procedural watcher. What do we do? What do we need? We need the procedural prefabs guy. Did I put that in there? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. I think I forgot to add the undead dungeons to some thing somewhere. Net. Let's see. Managers. Procedural yeah, there it is. Okay, I thought so. Need to make sure that this guy knows what to spawn. Did I save? I didn't save, did I? Dang it. I'm gonna have to go back out there. Anyway. So where is he? Undead dungeon. Oh no, we want the procedural prefab. Sorry. Managers. Undead dungeon. There we go. So I'm just going to run out to where the dungeon spawns, and yeah, I could, you know, it's not a big deal though. Because it makes use of some of the global stuff, like the world seed to generate random numbers and things like that. So I don't mind it too much. Right. I have the map turned on so that it'll show me everything too. So I used to have to teleport around and look for one, and that was tedious, but thanks to innovations in the map division, I don't have to do that anymore. So, we were running northwest. What's up, StopNut? Stop, shut. You got a new YouTube name? It's noon here, and my wife is working at home today, so it's lunchtime for her. Even if I can have lunch, kind of, you know, whenever I want to. So I am going to take lunch off with her. So let's just make sure that this dungeon has spawned in some way, shape, or manner. And then I will work on changing the insides of the dungeon itself. Again, we're going to change goblins to undead, and we'll definitely want to change some of the decor so that it is more undeady. Put some coffins in there, stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and set up a Solace outside so I can come back here whenever I want to. And I will call this Undead Dungeon. And it should generate normal. Oh, no, it's not even gonna, doesn't want me to do that. That's fine. That broke. Oops. Now it's freaking out. Well, let's go home. So, you know, there's always bugs with new stuff, but it's not a big deal. All sorted out. And we'll get some zombies and some skeletons and stuff in there. Sometimes people complain about, oh, it's zombies in an RPG game again. So I've kind of purposefully not added zombies or skeletons up until now. Because, you know, that's like every Skyrim game ever. Or, you know, stuff like that. Elder Scrolls game, you always start out fighting skeletons and stuff like that. Etc., etc. Stop nut, but stronger. Nice. You gotta level up in life too. And yeah, so I got some monsters ready to go here. And I do have some crypts and some tombstones and some stuff like that too, so we can just kind of swap some of that stuff in there, hopefully, rather than build a whole new system. And once that is good, I also want to add harpies, which I don't think I have in here. I think I've got them in here though somewhere. Harpy, where's she at? Somewhere around here. Don't want the FBX, I want the prefab, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the no nipple version. My apologies for those that are looking forward to nipples, but we're gonna try and keep it a little family safe. I'm probably not allowed to show nipples on Facebook or something that I'm streaming to here anyway, so, but yeah. I'm going to add these guys to the floating islands too, and then they're going to be, so then we're going to have Aquastone, Emberstone, and Aetherstone is up there. Working on the progression changes here. So, anyway. That's it for the stream today. I'm going to go get some food. That's a good question. Why does the wood stuff show up before the stone? Ooh, I'm not really sure why. Thank you, Booty Paper. I love my customers. Yeah, they'll be flying. I'm pretty sure they've got flying animations. Where'd they go? If we open up the FBX files, yeah, she's got fly and fly get hit. So they can attack while they're flying like that. I believe, is there an attack fly? They're not on the ground while they attack, are they? She is here, that's silly. What about this? That's likewise silly. Surely there's a fly attack, no? They gotta land to attack. We need like a foot claw sort of thing, you know? Surely. Surely it's not just wing. Yeah, I mean we can do that. Fly with prey. That's kind of unfortunate, to be honest. That they have to land to attack you like that, because that's kind of silly. But anyway. We could make them land if we need to. We'll see if this catch prey animation works. Well, and you can't even see what I'm looking at there, can you? Sorry. I think her boobs are exposed there. I maybe shouldn't show that. But it's kind of a tacky looking. We'll see. We'll get into it. Anyway, off to lunch. Hope you all have a good day. Good night. Yeah, it looks kind of like an attack. I'll try it out and see how if it's enough. They don't need to have skills. Maybe they'll do a screech or something, you know. But as long as they've got a fly and an attack, I can have them coming down on you. And I'm starving. That's always nice. Much like real life. Starving. Anyway, I'm gonna head to lunch. So yeah. Thanks for everybody that stopped by. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the tip. Sneaky Sprite.